Well, good evening. So this is an overwhelming honor, as some of the other inductees have said. For me, it was unexpected as well. I'm very humbled by it, and so I want to first say thank you. Thank you so much to the committee, to Beth Ritchie for nominating me, and to those that supported the nomination. I feel so fortunate to be up here tonight, and I think there's really two reasons why I'm here. One is because of my wonderful, supportive family and friends, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about them. But the other is because I'm very perseverant. I think that that's important to make progress in this world. I like telling stories, so I'm going to tell you a couple of short ones. I was at a public meeting several years ago in Kansas City, and we were working on a project, and there was a nice old woman in the front, and she expressed her doubts about whether the project would move forward. And the Deputy Director of Public Works, he says, "Oh, don't worry, Karin's on this, and she's a real pit bull." And this lady says, "Are you calling her a dog?" And he was so flummoxed by that. He was like, no, I mean, if she's got a mindset to it, it is going to get done. And I think it's that characteristic that has allowed me to kind of stand here before you today. I do want to talk a little bit about my family. My dad's here tonight, and my brother, and two of my sisters, and some friends. And from my dad, I got a lot of things, a lot of encouragement when I was in engineering school and thought that maybe I wasn't going to make it through. That was real important, but I also got my sense of fun, what I would say my practical jokester approach to things. Somebody else might call diabolical. But my mom, very hardworking and very creative. And that was important. And then for my sister, Chrissy, who's not here with us this evening, but one of my four siblings that's a Ritenour graduate and is now has a doctorate in education. She was my first teacher. We had our desk in the basement, and she taught me a lot of things, and she instilled in me a love of learning that I carried throughout my life. And that's an important thing to have, whether you learn through a structured academic process, as I've done a fair amount of, or just through life lessons. To always be learning is a good thing. So to her, I want to say thank you. Stacy, Murphy, Daniger are here, my brother John, my sister Sarah, my friend Penny, and Marie. Just the fellowship, the value of family. You guys are so important to me. We still vacation together every couple of years, all 5 of us kids and our spouse and friends. We're very tight and share a lot, and that's very important. You guys are my biggest cheerleaders. You're my sounding board. You're my support, and it's important to have when you're making life choices, to have those people that you can trust to have your best interests at heart. I have a lot of that, and that's one of the reasons I'm fortunate to be standing here today. All the way from back in high school, I had a great study group, and I didn't realize then how important that was. I learned in law school that is extremely important. Your study group makes a big difference. So if you don't have study groups and you're trying to figure it out on your own, I encourage you to start one. They can be a huge help. So a couple other things, it said in here, I'm an engineer and an attorney, and I started off as an engineer, did that for a while, became an attorney, but that reminded me of a story, another one. I won't have too many, but so when we were here in high school, I was called to the principal's office for having thrown a snowball and having hit someone from the rock house at the steps of the school. There's no way, I didn't play baseball, I never could have thrown a snowball this far. So I got called to the principal's office, and it's an uncomfortable conversation, and senior year, and I'm arguing, I'm like, there is no way I could have done this. You know, this doesn't even make sense. And the principal was Dr. Haynes at the time, vice principal. He says, so what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I'm going to be an engineer. He said, well, I think maybe you should be a lawyer. So it's kind of funny that, you know, it took me a long time to circle around to that. I became a lawyer later in life. And, but I tell that story to say, one, because I think, you know, I think it is funny, but the listening is important, and even when you have difficult conversations, I mean, he was kind of pointing something out to me. It was a hard conversation to have, but there was something to be heard there. And I didn't necessarily hear it at the time, but I did get around to pursuing that passion. And it's good, because I think I'm a better lawyer than I was an engineer. And so I got here. So that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Diane Sawyer, who I just think is the bomb. And that is that there's no substitute for good listening. So kind of take that away. So just a couple more things. 1976, you all might remember that as the bicentennial, right? Was a big thing. Well, in 1976, I was in Ritenour High School, junior high school, and I met my friend Penny. So Penny and I have been friends now for 40 years. Isn't that crazy? We're both Ritenour graduates, and so I'm happy that she can be here tonight and to share this with me, and as well as my family. I do want to say I'm so impressed by the great things that Ritenour is doing. This is a lovely facility that you have. I've got to meet several of the students here, and you guys are delightful. I look forward to reconnecting with the school. I do live in Kansas City now, but it's not that far away. My family's still here, and I get home, so not just reviving my relationship with the Ritenour School, but with also some of my old friends that I got to see here tonight. So again, thank you so very much for this very special and what for me is such a heartfelt honor. So thank you.